Hi, everybody. I am live in my bed. This is the first time that I have ever done anything like this. Obviously, Mercury retrograde is insane, and it's not only messed with all of our communications and technological things. You've probably noticed that folks have been kind of cranky and owly and angry at you for no reason. Certainly, I've seen tons of that. People giving up hope, people not wanting to go on, people being sad, being mad, being frustrated. These are all typical Mercury retrograde things. Also, the car breaks down, right? I have a tire that randomly tells me it has almost no pressure in it, yet it obviously has pressure in it because it looks like all the other tires and I'm driving on it. But I've been dealing with this through the entire retrograde. And then, of course, my knees have betrayed me. I decided to take a break today, and I'm not live in the studio, which is why I'm here with you all and just having some fun. I have never done this in my life. I've done live videos here that are motivational, and I've done one on positivity, and I did one on caring, and I will do more of those through my raisingthevibration.org movement. If you go to raisingthevibration.org, you can see those too. What I haven't ever done is just turn on the camera and chat with you all. Obviously, when I'm at LA Talk Radio, which I am many hours a week, we do our special Lightworkers Unite broadcast where I bring in another Lightworker and we do readings and healings and spiritual counseling, and we help and we listen and we let you cry and we cry, and it's beautiful. But I've never actually just done a Facebook Live where it's just me looking at a camera with nothing and no notes and no plan of what it's going to be, and basically making it very interactive with you all. So bear with me, because this is my very first time. So I'm going to be throughout the broadcast, if you see me looking over here like this, and you get to see my profile, which no one should ever have to see, and some have looked at and not survived. You'll see me going over here because I'm actually going to be posting the link everywhere around on Facebook. Over here, this way, over here, I have my laptop set up. So I've kind of made like a little Facebook Live station in my bed, which is very bizarre. And I'm sort of here, makeupless and in my jammy clothes and just living my life. So I hope I can help somebody today. I hope somebody gets healed today. I hope we can heal each other, because I think that's very important that we all work together to heal each other. It's like every time you turn on the news, there's more suicides. And, one of the Parkland kids that survived, I heard, killed herself today. And one of the dads of one of the Newtown kids killed himself today. And I mean, man, it's just a ripple effect, right? People are sad right now. This is a hard time in general. Specifically, this Mercury retrograde is killing all of us. So leave me a comment. Let me know how I can help. Let me know what you need help with. Obviously, I'm using my phone to do this broadcast, so you're free to text me at 818-437-0886, but probably if you text me, I'm not going to be able to respond at this point. And maybe by email on my computer, maybe not. So probably commenting is the best way. So right now we're going to go over to where the broadcast is. Oh, and of course I have to turn my sound off on my computer so there's not so much dinging. And of course somebody's right outside my door starting their engine, and it's windy and you can hear my Venetian blinds rattling. So you can tell I'm not really a technological person, or I would be the first one to say this is really bad video. Certainly bad audio. So I want to know what's going on with you. How are you feeling? What are you needing help with? Like I said, this is my virgin attempt at this. So we're just going to roll and see how it goes, and we'll do it till I run out of phone juice, which might not be too long because I have a 2-year-old iPhone, so the battery lasts about 3.5 milliseconds. This is my new fancy studio that I've set up. It's very fancy, and there's 2 boxes full of my taxes, and then sitting on the 2 boxes is a paperweight with a candle behind it, and the phone is literally propped up between the 2. It's all sitting on a TV tray. And then the computer over here, my fancy computer station, is actually my computer rack with my space heater on top of it and the computer on top of that. And if you look in the background, you can see my stuffed elephants that are always on my bed. So, I love the elephants. And maybe, if we're lucky, Molly, the psychic oracle cat, will make an appearance Probably you will hear her but not see her, because generally Mollies are heard but not seen. But the minute I turned this thing on and started talking, she flew out of the room, so there may not be any Molly. So it's hard when you're the only person talking to keep talking and do all your secret stuff. So first, when I was on the radio, it was easy to do my secret stuff because nobody saw me. So while the guests talked, and even when I was talking, I could just sit and do my secret stuff. Now, unlike Workers Unite, where we're live on Facebook and live at LA Talk Radio, I throw it to my co-host and let them talk, my special guest and co-host, and while they're talking, I do my secret stuff. But guess what now? There's nobody but me to do the secret stuff. So we're just going to make this work. I tried to set it up in advance as much as I could. Right now I'm trying to get a link for the video so I can pass it around, because people are texting me and they're emailing me and they're asking how they can find the live video. If you go to Facebook.com/I am raising your vibration, or IamRaisingYourVibration.com. And please like that page. I would love that. That's sort of the Facebook hub for my spiritual practice. And that's where we're broadcasting from live today, from the very first time broadcasting from there. So how about that? Now there are comments covering the screen, so I can't even see my own face. So if I look terrible, that's either a good thing or not a good thing. I'm not exactly sure, but I can't even see it. So we're just kind of flying by the seat of our pants today, my friends, and I'm trying to get over to your comments so I can answer some of them. So please, if you would do me all a favor, something I would love. I see Facebook has already picked a hideous thumbnail of me looking in profile, which terrifies me, and looking like I am probably around 95. So the video's definitely up and already scaring the living hell out of me. What I would love, if all of you that are on right now, and I'm going to be with you in just seconds, could kind of introduce yourself to each other and make some friends. I would love that, because it's the first important thing I think we all need to work on when we do these, and hopefully we'll keep doing these. This has been a vision of mine for a long time to do these, both as part of my spiritual practice and as part of sort of my ministerial service through my raisingthevibration.org movement. It's really been sort of a vision of mine to do these where we all could sort of help and heal each other, and we could make make friends and have a support system, because I think the sadness and the depression and the feelings of hopelessness that lead inevitably to withdrawal from society or suicide or other really terrible things, I think it really starts with feelings of being lonely. And if you don't feel lonely, I think you feel like, as bad as it gets, at least you have someone to talk to. And I try to always be that person for you all on Facebook, for my friends, definitely for my clients. And I'm always trying to give as many positive thoughts and as much encouragement as possible. And my clients will tell you that even when we're not doing sessions, I'm always like texting and checking in and answering text messages. I'm very big on checking in. I'm now adjusting the giant knee packs that are on each one of my knees, if you wonder what that was. And that will happen throughout this video. That's going to happen because my knees just get uncomfortable. They're comfortable for 5 minutes and then they get uncomfortable. And the knee packs are still very frozen right now. So here, I'll show you one. It's like a block of ice. It's like a big block of ice. So they're not like to that soft, squishy, they fit to my knee place. It's sort of like whatever killed the Titanic is sitting on both of my knees. So my knees are like, yeah, I hate that. And I'm not frozen yet. So please take that and move it around. So that's what we're doing. So I'm kind of like twisted in an interesting position. But I do now have the URL for the video, and I'm going to be placing it on Facebook so that you all have it. And then I'm just going to keep doing that as we talk. And I'm going to go now to some of your comments. And we're just going to do 19 things at once, which those of you who know me know. My middle name is 19 things at once. So are you all introducing yourselves to each other right now? Because that would make me so happy. I would love it if everybody made a friend today. That would just completely thrill me. So let's make that sort of our goal, that we're going to try to all make a friend today because of this broadcast, including me. Although I'll probably make more than one friend because I love you all. And I'm sure many of you here I already know. Also, introduce yourself to people and let them know how you know me. Have you listened to a Lightworkers Unite broadcast? Do we know each other through radio? Do we know each other through entertainment? Do we know each other through the spiritual world? Let's all get to know each other. I love that story. And also, how is this Mercury retrograde making you feel? I in my optimistic Aresian self thought it was going to be over yesterday, but I guess it's not officially over until Thursday, which means with the residual sort of hanger-on days, we're really not going to be feeling it gone until next Monday, which is April Fool's Day, and it might not even go that day as a really creepy cosmic April Fool's joke. And then, of course, April 2nd is my birthday, and I'm going to be this many. Oh gosh, let's try this again. This many. And no, that's not 7. Although there are times when I feel like maybe I am 7. All right, now I have this up in one place. I'm so proud of myself. The link is up in one place, my friends. I'm going to put it one more place, and then I'm going to get to y'all, because you know what? Guess how many Facebook pages I have? It's a lot. I'm not saying it's 17, but I'm not saying it's not 17. It may be 17, although I'll never tell. So, all right, hang on. It's not as easy as you think to do all of these, because I switch back and forth, as probably all of you do, between posting on my phone and posting on my computer. So sometimes I haven't refreshed the pages, and I've posted something. Oh, somebody just sent me a happy birthday message. Wasn't that sweet? Yeah, okay, it's coming. It's coming a week from today. A week from today, people. The birthday is coming. All right. This is Facebook Live is not for people who really care how they look. All right, video is up a couple of places. Let's go look at the video and see how everybody's feeling. Here I come. I can see that you're all there posting comments, and I'm thrilled. Thank you. Here we go. Hi, Katie. All right, I see Katie first. I'm so glad I helped on Sunday. Katie and I had a little chat Sunday night, and I hope I helped her out with some stuff, because Katie, you're lovely, and I've loved having you on Lightworkers Unite with us on the air. And I think sometimes if, well, I don't know, Katie, how much can I talk about? In a roundabout way. We're going to talk in a roundabout way, because I never talk about anybody's specific stuff. But I think that sometimes your worries are the worst problem. And sometimes getting over the fear of what could happen, and probably most likely never is going to happen. It's that old adage, right? There's nothing to fear but fear itself. I said this at my last Antiques Go show, the Paranormal Spiritual Gallery, Psychic Gallery that I do with Patty Negri every 2 months at the Loft Ensemble Theater. Our next one is May 10th. Please come. Your 3 biggest enemies in the world, of all the enemies we have, and we think we have so many enemies, and we're always on social media talking about our enemies, right? The 3 worst enemies that we actually have are fear, worry, and doubt. And those were 3 absolute killers for me. And I have gotten myself into some pretty sticky situations with some pretty unpleasant people because of my fear, my worry, and my doubt. If what would happen if I got away, worrying about causing a ruckus, making a stink, all of those things that we worry about, right? So if you could take something away from today, I would love it if you would take away this. No more fear, no more worry, no more doubt. Right now, I fear that you're all seeing my week away from 52-year-old face with really not any makeup, in a bed, in a flannel nightshirt. But I'm trying to get past that. So let's not have fear, worry, or doubt today, okay? So I'm sending you love, Katie. You have such a beautiful soul, and you're a very important person on this earth, and we need you here happy and healthy, and no fear, no worry, no doubt. Okay, my friend? I now see my friend Kim Merriman is here. How are you, Kim? Oh, look at Kim and Katie supporting each other, which I love. Kim, you are also lovely, and I think of you, and I think of you sitting on a beach with a fruity cocktail drink, and enjoying that lovely, salty, sandy air blowing in your face, which as a kid who grew up first on the East Coast, on the Atlantic Ocean, and then on the Pacific Ocean, and still live, half my life in Huntington Beach on the Pacific, I got to tell you, there is nothing like that salty spray air that comes up and just blows in your face. And when I think of you, that's where I think of you, my friend. So think good thoughts about being there. Checking the comments. This is how it goes, my friends. Oh, there's 15 comments here. Okay. So I'm new to this. Everybody bear with me because I'm new to this. I'm used to everything being all organized on the radio. Okay, this thumbnail of my face is the funniest thing. Please go stop the video for a second and check out that thumbnail because that's a hoot and a half. I want you to make sure that you leave comments for each other and interact with each other. Hi, Heidi Robinson. How are you, darling? Great to have you also on Lightworkers Unite, and Kim as well. Kim's been on as well. Lovely to see your beautiful face here, and I hope to see you soon. We're going to be having a gathering if you're in Los Angeles for my raisingthevibration.org movement. It's going to be our fourth one. We did January with Betsy Chassie, my buddy who directed What the Bleep Do We Know? We did February, Valentine's Day, the day after, with my friend Nia Peoples. We did St. Patrick's Day with the wonderful Dee Wallace. And now we're doing Friday, April 12th with my friend Ray Dawn Chong, who's amazing, and you're going to love her. It's at the Founders MCC Church in technically in Los Feliz. It's sort of Silver Lake, sort of Hollywood. It's where Hollywood, Los Feliz, and Silver Lake kind of all get together. It's a fantastic place. My friend Keith Mozingo is the head pastor there, and he's wonderful, and it's kind of my go-to place on Sundays to go to church. My wonderful friend Steve Peters, who is a retired pastor from there, who introduced me to Keith and brought me to the church, is going to be doing our opening invocation prayer. And Steve is a wonderful pastor, a beautiful energy, and a fantastic guy who's been an HIV/AIDS survivor and activist for most of his life, and is very involved in freedom and equality for all, which I think you're going to hear that between him and Ray Dawn. That's going to be a lot of the theme of this Friday night, April 12th. It's going to be about being who you are, loving yourself. It all starts with you. Self-love is going to be the theme of it. Our January vibration gathering, positivity was the theme. Obviously, love in February, gratitude in March with Dee Wallace, and this one is going to be about self-love, about loving who you are. One of my favorite things about Ray Dawn, because she does some special broadcasts of my daily show on LA Talk Radio, which is called the Sheena Metal Experience. We do some special broadcasts sometimes called Chicks on Politics, and it's for women doing issues, women's issues, and little politics, little sociology, little human rights, little humanity, little spirituality, everything mixed together. She always talks about how she thinks that one of the cabinet in the executive branch of our government in the United States, that there should be a cabinet member who's in charge of hugs, like the minister of hugs, secretary of hugs. And I think that's so fantastic. And I'm just mad now that there isn't that, because I think there should be. I love that you're leaving me so many comments. Bill Funt, welcome, Billy. Welcome, my friend. How are you? Please think of me on my birthday when you think of your beautiful nephew's birthday. In New York, my home, well, New Haven, Connecticut, a suburb of New York, is my home. So you're going to our home, and I'm so glad you're going back there to see family and to go and sort of be in the arms of love. I think it's beautiful. It's always good to go back there. Now I'm fixing my hair because I am looking at myself a little bit. As everybody who knows me from different things, like I do a great web series with Patty Negri called Living with the Dead. It's at wearelivingwiththedead.com. And I just put the rest of all of our episodes up on my YouTube, which is youtube.com/Sheena Metal. Please go there, and they're really fantastic. But Patty has all this fantastic blonde hair, and she's like 6 foot tall and looks like a Barbie. And, I look like Velma from Scooby-Doo, minus the glasses. Although I do have my reading glasses here, but I haven't needed them so far. I want to see them. I never show anybody my reading glasses. And she's got all this fantastic hair, and I have like 3.5 hairs, as you probably can count them. We should have a contest. You get a free reading if you can count my hairs. Okay, you ready? Here they are. How about that? Somebody's going to be 52 next week. What do we all think of these things, right? I guess it's amazing they're only 1.0, like baby readers. I guess at 52 it's amazing I don't need more. But the secret is no drugs, no alcohol, no cigarettes, no sugar, no caffeine, no bad carbs, basically no fun at all. So if you have no sun, if you have no fun at all, then you age well. But you don't have any fun. So I'm not quite sure if I took the right path there or not. All right, so Glenda, welcome, my friend. Glenda Carrera, great to see you. Working my way through the comments here, getting this put up everywhere, trying to get this all done at the same time while I talk to you all. If anybody wants to Skype in, I think that's a thing that I can do, although I don't know that I'm 100% sure how to do that, but we certainly could try. And I could actually do a reading on the air if we could make that work. So if anyone knows how to do that, put it in the chat group, because I am happy to learn how to do that and to learn everything during this broadcast. I'm just so glad that you're all here, that we're helping each other, that we are healing each other, and that it just feels good. So I'm going to put up the video link a couple more places if you wonder what I'm doing here when I'm not looking at you. And then I'm going to look at some more comments, and then we're going to roll. Ask me questions. I'm happy to answer them if I can. I'm happy to do some little mini readings if I can. I'm happy to do anything you would like me to do, because I'm here to help you and to make you feel beautiful and to sort of ease whatever's going on with you. I know this is kind of a strange time in our country if you're in the United States. How many of you are in the United States? Go in the chat room and tell me if you're in the U.S. It's a strange time in our country, and people are very divided, and I think that dividedness naturally makes us feel alone. I was talking earlier about feeling alone, and I think that when you feel like you live in a place that's divided, whether it's your country, your community, your family, your workplace, your relationships, whenever there's division, I think that brings in feelings of loneliness. And feelings of loneliness just suck. I mean, that's my very spiritually evolved and enlightened, vibrational, uplifting term for it. Feelings of division suck. So when you feel divided, you feel lonely. And I don't ever want anybody to feel lonely. If I had endless amounts of time and I could clone myself times 1,000, and I didn't ever have to worry about paying bills or anything, I would travel around the world and just hug people. Like that's my perfect job. I would just travel around and just hug people. To me, there's such a beautiful feeling when you hug someone and they sort of let go in your arms, and you sort of put a lot of your energy in them and they put energy in you, and it's this beautiful sort of energy exchange that heals everybody. Seriously, hug somebody today. I would hug the cat and show you on camera, but I'm pretty sure I'd lose an eye. But the cat is over here. So over here, that's where the cat is right now. We'll see if we can get her to come over later. I don't know if she will. She could be cranky, but maybe she won't be cranky. Right now she's asleep. So, hi, Molly. No, she's out. She's like, whatever you're doing, I want absolutely no part of this bizarre tomfoolery, and I know it's going to wind up with you holding me up to that weird box, and everybody stares at me, and I'm a cat, and I'm having none of it. All right, so I'm going back to your comments, my friends. As we roll on through this, we're putting the live video up a couple of places. We're eventually going to get it up everywhere. I'm going to take some questions in just seconds. Let me just get this video link up a couple other places for people who are on different pages and are looking to watch. But make sure to do a shout out and let me know where you are in the country. If you're in a different country, if you were born in a different country but you live here, that would be great to know. Oh, I just itched my nose because it's Facebook Live from my bed. Should be a thing we should do. I have to say that considering I'm live in my bed right now with 2 busted knees, I have remarkably good hair, considering I almost never have good hair. Even from the side, I have some pretty good hair. So the profile's not freaking me out so bad. So here's how I hurt my knees. I workshopped a musical. I was in a musical that we workshopped in October called Glow, the 80s musical experience based on the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling show from the 80s. And a bunch of those girls are my my really good friends, and I love them. And they asked me to play on Kitty, the manager of the Bad Girls, who is now in heaven. And for whatever reason, they decided not to put reflector tape on the stage. And opening night, they switched the lighting, so I was in the dark. And the stage looked like it went straight across, but in the corner, it kind of cut diagonally, and there was a step down, and I didn't see it. And I hit that step and flew into the audience and landed with my face almost in a very nice man's lap, which, I'm not complaining because you get it where you can get it. But I landed flat on my knees and flat on my hands and with my feet sort of bent like this, and I broke both my big toes, and my knees were enormous. And then, over time it looked like they healed. So I thought I was okay because I'm Irish and I'm tough, and I'm like, take a licking and keep on ticking. Or, fall down 7 times, rise up 8. But then the cold weather came. And I understand the cold weather in Los Angeles is not like the cold weather in other places, but we had a really cold winter for Los Angeles. And it got down to low 50s, low 40s, high 30s. And my knees just went whoop, and they just snapped. And that was it. So first the left one went, and I babied it for 2 months, and it got a little better every day. And it got to the point where it was beginning to get manageable. And then about 2 weeks ago, the right one went. So now the one that was supporting the bad one is now the bad one, and the bad one now has to be the good one, and it's just kind of a cluster F. So I don't know what's going to happen with it, but right now they're telling me to baby everything. So I'm babying things, which means I'm only working about half time at LA Talk Radio. The rest of the time I'm here, and I'm trying to get caught up on things, which is why my YouTube channel is going to look fantastic in the next couple of days. I have a lot of times to sit and put upload I'm good at. So, all right, now I'm going to go back to your comments, and let's see what's on everybody's mind, shall we? All right, I'm looking for where I can see the comments here. They kind of move this on me, and I don't know how I get back to where I can see the comments. I tell you, they do not make it easy here, do they? All right, we got to go over here. That crazy Facebook. Facebook took me to a strange screen where I only see the video, and I can't see the comments, so I have to move back over here. Strange. I'm glad I put this computer here. It's the smartest thing I ever did. Probably other people's videos are way more exciting than this. They probably write scripts and read them off a teleprompter, and they're not just sitting here talking to y'all like your weird friend that's doing 10 other things while you're on the phone with them. That's what I feel like right now. That weird friend that isn't really paying attention to you because they're concentrating on 10 other things while they're talking to you on the phone. I have in my life been that weird friend. My friends that are on right now watching will tell you that sometimes I am that friend. That weird friend that only half pays attention. Okay, here we go. We're back. We're back to the comments. Oh, that's not what I wanted. We got to click on the video, I think. Let's see. There goes the video. Oh, here we go. Yeah, these are the comments. Here we go. Why can I not see the okay, hi, Lynn. I'm a weird friend. Exactly. Nice to see you, Lynn. Welcome. Lynn, you need to call in sometime and do our Lightworkers Unite broadcast on LA Talk Radio. I don't think you've done that yet. I would love that. Text me your number and your email, and we'll get you on a future broadcast. Maybe even later this week, depending on what's happening with the knees. Trying to get... It's a strange thing. It doesn't want to let you see the comments during live broadcasts. I don't really understand that, but it says I have 43 comments and I can see 5. So if I've missed your comments, just keep commenting. Valerie Porter, welcome, my friend. Nice to see you. Swipe left and comment should appear. I'm on a laptop, sweetie. I'm not swiping. I'm mousing. Should I mouse left? What do I do with the mouse right now so I can see all the comments? Because I can only see like the top 5 comments, and I'm greedy and I want to see all the comments because I love you all. Welcome, Valerie. It's appreciated. Thank you for trying to help. Yeah, it's only letting me see like the top however many comments. So if you are all commenting right now, just leave more comments and let me know. Or, you know what? Private message me. If you're on my page, I am raising your vibration. Like the page. Send me a private message if you want like a little reading on the air, and I can answer some questions that way. And also, of course, in the chat room, leave your questions. So, yes, Heidi just said that you all love my genuine nature. I'm so glad about that, because that's really all we got today. That's really all I have all the time. You know, I think if you're looking for someone fancy, it's funny because as I've entered into this world of, you know, starting to do a lot of psychic events and work in the psychic world and really talk about who I am and not just sort of, you know, heal people with on the down low and give them readings that I was pretending weren't readings like I did most of my life. I'm seeing that like a lot of psychics have this wonderful ability to present. They're like, oh, I see this man and he's got dark hair, and they're really kind of putting on like a nice show for you. Which is, you know, perfectly accurate information, but the way they present is so amazing. And I'm just like, hey, here's the thing. Somebody great is there and he's got a beautiful heart. Like, I'm just so not like a presenter. Like, I would never make it like as Madame Zelda in a tent with a crystal ball and a neon hand on my door. Like, I would be the worst. They would come and they would say, really? That big neon hands on your door? And we come in and it's like you with your grassrootsy, huggy, weird, just love people and everything will be okay BS? We're leaving and taking our money with us. So I guess that's why I am who I am. I think the beautiful thing about the spiritual world and the psychic spiritual community and the paranormal communities is that for everybody who needs something, there's somebody to fill that need. So people who resonate really well with me might not be people who resonate with someone else, and people who resonate with someone else might not resonate as well with me. Honestly, even my friends, which is why I'm always turning clients that onto different people and say, hey, if you like this or if you didn't like this, here's my friends, check them out. Here's a different opinion, go to somebody else. Because, you know, everybody kind of resonates in a different way. And I'm the same person I always was. I'm just now that person that talks about my gifts and talks about who I am in the same way that even in the entertainment world, I was never somebody who presented a lot. Like, I was never like a person who wanted to like show you my resume and get up on a tabletop and show you how I could dance and grab that karaoke mic and I mean, honestly, I am the shyest, probably too gentlest person. And I just kind of happen to be good at some stuff that I do, which is why I stayed in the entertainment business, because I loved it and because nobody told me to leave. But I'm just not a very, you know, like if I meet somebody new, let's say an artistic person in a situation somewhere, oftentimes they'll want to tell me how amazing they are for an hour, which is great. I learn a lot about them. Then when they ask me about me, I start asking them about them. Like, so what does it feel like to be an artist? And how's your heart today? And how you feeling about this Mercury retrograde? I'm just not somebody who's very good at like show-offing, fronting. And I'm not saying show off in a bad way. I mean, you need to show yourself off. And I've had to learn over the years how to become more like that, because you need to let people know where you are so they can pay attention to you. I'm getting together tonight with my new branding and marketing girl. And I mean, I'm not good at branding them. I don't know what I'm gonna have to actually, you know, she's gonna redo my websites and they're gonna have to be like showy and say fancy things about me. And I understand that's important, but I guess I've always been somebody who I was brought up, you know, I'm a New Englander and I'm Irish and my mother was a Scorpio, so I was sort of raised to just sort of let the work speak for itself. But I think we live in a time now where everything has to be branded and marketed. And, you know, I'll market the hell out of wearelivingwiththedead.com and tell you all about how wonderful Patty Negri is. When it's time to market me, I get like, but I shouldn't brag. So I think probably I'm telling you this because a lot of us have this in us. Two things that I just talked about. One, the shyness and the inability to talk ourselves up the way we should. The other thing is this feeling like, do I belong in this world where a lot of people are very big and bold and presentational, and I'm just sort of asking everyone how their heart feels. What I have learned about the psychic world is I do belong in this world, and there are people that want my approach and that just want to be asked how they feel and want somebody who will gently guide them to happiness. Not everybody, wants, the crystal ball. Although I do have a crystal ball. I've never seen anything in the crystal ball, though, except crystal flakes, which are amazing. But my mom used to call it stuff and fairy dust. She's like, I like the crystals that have all the stuff in them. I was at a crystal shop recently, and the guy that owned it was showing me all his big, fancy, $1,000, $1,500 collector pieces. And I was like, oh, this piece is beautiful. It has so much stuff in it. He kind of looked at me, and I'm like, oh. And my mom also collected amber. She loved amber. I have all her amber now. And with amber, it was always, she loved it. It had dead things in it. So sometimes I see people's amber, and I'm like, oh, this is a great piece. It has dead things in it. And people look at me odd. But, it's amber. If there's something in your amber, it's dead things. Just saying. Okay, time to pass this link around a little bit. See how I just stopped talking for a minute? You've all seen my head injury. So I probably need to do a post about this. I try to every year, but in 1991, there it was again, March of 1991, I was in a freeway accident on the 405 freeway here in Los Angeles, and I died a little bit and came back, and I have a little bit of a head injury, and it sort of manifests itself like a funky ADD, which is probably why when you see me look over this way, like, it's because the Venetian blinds are rattling, and I'm like, squirrel. Sometimes I can get a little aphasic, which means I miss a word or the wrong word comes out. So, of course, I picked psychic healer, talk radio host, and dork who is now doing a video where no one's talking but me. I couldn't have picked, like, a quiet profession or professions. No. So sometimes if I am talking and then I stop talking, it's just that, I've got a little distracted, and we have to wait for the brain to take a second and reset. It's kind of like when your CD player, anybody remember having a CD player when you'd put a CD in and instead of started playing right away, you'd hear that sound like, as it was kind of trying to figure out what in the world it was doing. That's kind of what my brain's like, although not as indestructible as a CD, and cannot obviously hold as much as a CD, but wouldn't it be nice if it could? But I am doing a good job of putting these links around at the same time that I am who trips out a lot about Mercury retrograde. That's not one of my big things, but this one has just been excruciating. Every once in a while there's one that is just such a crotch puncher, and you're not even quite sure how you're going to deal with it from day to day. Oh, thank you, Heidi. Heidi's doing a little prayer energy thing for my knees. I would sure appreciate that, you guys, because I got to tell you, these knees are really impeding my ability to be active, and I am such an active person, such an independent person, and always on the go, and having to stop and think about, like, am I going to be able to walk that far? Do I need to work? How long is it going to take me to get there? Can I get up the stairs? These are crazy things that I don't want to have to worry about. So I'm accepting all your healing, and I am so grateful. And yes, hello, Susan Miller. Hi, sweetheart. Susan, you're wonderful. Susan's a very special person who I adore. Yes, we do get our gifts when we come back from the near-death experience, right? So I never, ever, ever, ever complain about the head injury. I did when it first happened when I was in my early 20s. But I now never complain about the head injury, because if it wasn't for the head injury, I might not have the gifts and the understanding, although I may have inherited my mama's gifts anyhow, or I may not have. But I definitely wouldn't have had the understanding of what it's like to die and come back. So I'm super thankful for the accident, for the injuries, for the understanding, for the strife that I went through after the accident, for the thinking I got to do during the adjustment period, the way that it grew my soul, the stronger I got from the pain that I endured. I'm just so thankful for all of it, because it made me who I am now. And I think we need to think about that sometimes. think about everything that's happened to you in your life that you've survived and find a way to be grateful for it. To say, look, this was a crotch puncher, but if it hadn't been for this, I wouldn't be me now. And I want more than anything to be me now. So without the bad, the good won't come. And I think sometimes we need to think of it like that and remember that. And that goes for people that we've lost in our lives, either to death or to them leaving. Grief and loss, certainly health problems, opportunities, things we dreamed we would do that we haven't done. And always say haven't done yet, because you never know when it's your time to do something. It ain't over till it's over, till you take your last breath in this incarnation. And that's only in this incarnation. You can't never say never, because you just don't know. I just had a reunion with a bunch of my pals I was in theater with in high school. And I'm always encouraging people that I run into that maybe were in the arts and gave it up. I'm like, go back, find something that makes your soul sing artistically. Join a community playhouse or join a concert choir somewhere, sing in your church or whatever it is. Find a thing that makes your soul sing and do it, because that's such an important part of our life, that we find what makes our soul sing and we just do it. Hi, William Earl. How are you, sweetheart? Nice to see you. Glenda, 3 times. So put in the chat room, Glenda, that you died 3 times. Tell me everything that you got for each time you died. We want to know what you came back with. Anybody else, except for Glenda, who's in the chat right now, who had a near-death experience, we want to know what good stuff did you come back with? So I came back with my gifts. I came back with such an enormous tsunami of gratefulness for coming back. And I came back with this understanding that, first of all, understanding that death is not scary, that we go to a beautiful place, and that we're all going to be taken care of, and we have nothing to fear, and that beauty and that amazing place where there is no pain and there's no suffering is waiting for us all. And also I came back with sort of what I like to call a 360 perspective. So before, I thought of my life like a path, like a line. This was my path. Now I think of my path as this. It's encompassing everyone. And when I came back, I was an actor, and I had written and was about to produce a local television show. That's my computer almost falling off the space heater. And all I could think of was, how can I get everybody I know involved in this project? Because suddenly it wasn't just about me and my big path as a big creative person and look at me, I'm an actor. It suddenly became about, well, how can I get other people involved and put them in something and let them show their talents? So, it's dying is a good thing. It's not a good thing to die and come back. Sometimes I don't know. I think maybe that's always a good thing, to get that perspective of what home is like, to be at home for a little while and to come back here is a beautiful and majestic thing. Okay, now we have to take the ice packs off, because we have to take them off and then put them back on and take them off and put them back on. And I'm going to, Glenda, you got nothing? Oh no, we need to talk about that. You came back with something. Everybody comes back with something. Everybody comes back. What about a different perspective, Glenda? All right, I'm going to move the knees. Hang on. We're moving the knees here. What's the face I make when I have to move the knees? That's not a good face, is it? Sorry about that. I'm doing this whole thing on camera, and this is going to stay on Facebook forever. But I'm doing it anyhow, because I love you guys, and this is important. Okay. So Heidi thinks, if you're in the chat room, Heidi thinks that there's something deep emotionally going on with me that is affecting my knees. Could it be, I don't know, my mother dying? The most important thing in my world, my only relative that I'm now orphaned. It's funny because my knees got really bad right after she died. And I remember my dear spiritual friend, Michael Hennessy, telling me that, and you probably know this, Heidi, that one knee, I don't remember which knee, one knee signifies how you feel about others, and one knee signifies what's going on with how you feel about yourself. And it was the left knee that was giving me a hard time at the time as I was cleaning out my mother's house. And I have a feeling the left knee is about other people, because I think he equated it to my mom's death. But I'm not sure. All right, we're going to put this thing around some more places and have some fun with this. I'm not smiling a lot, am I? I just looked at myself on Facebook and went, whoa, stern face. Somebody's got ice pack. I'm back. Okay, so clearly the video becomes interrupted when someone calls in. So now we know. Okay, so I probably should have forwarded the phone right to voicemail, but I didn't because it's me. All right, back to the chat room, my friends. Hi, Sujata. How are you? Nice to see you. Another beautiful soul. So many of my beautiful souls are in here. I love you guys so much. I can't wait till this is over. I didn't mean it like that. I can't wait until this is over and I can go and read all the comments because you're all so beautiful and this is so wonderful. And we have so many. Okay, so Glenda said, my kids say I attract broken people. Like if I go to the mall and somebody's child has committed suicide, I can be sitting down trying to eat and they will find me and spend the next 2 hours telling me about it. And if I go to the movies, the same thing happens. It's like people who are hurting a lot seem to search me out. Sweetheart, that's from your near-death experience. Don't you know that? You have a little piece of home inside of you. You feel a little bit like home. So people feel like they can come and tell you all of their woes because you feel like heaven. So that's exactly why that happens, sweetheart. And that's a good thing. I think that's one of the most beautiful things about you. Yeah, that's your gift. That's what you brought back. You brought back a little bit of the beyond with you. So when people see you, they don't really even know why they're doing it, but they know you feel different. So they come up and tell you all their stuff. Oh, it's absolutely what that is, my friend. I think that's beautiful. So, do you always help people when they come up? Do you always stop and talk to them? I have a feeling the answer is going to be yes, but I say things so you can tell the chat room. Yeah, you're absolutely an empath. I don't know who said that because I can just see Glenda is also an empath. So I'm taking it that you didn't say that, Glenda. But yeah, you're absolutely an empath. And then the question becomes, were you an empath before the near-death experiences? Or do you think that's something that you picked up? I mean, I think I was always an empath because even when I was very young, I could feel people. But I don't know that I really understood what to do with it until the near-death experience. I think that I was a kid, and I'm an Aries, and I would come up with these great ideas for how to make everything amazing. My high school theater department, or, I did a one-woman show with a bunch of my friends and a bunch of characters I did when I was 20, and then putting together this local cable show, and I mean, all these fantastic ideas, but it was all very I was very type A. It was all about, things I wanted and things I was putting together and making the world a better place, but making the world a better place in an active way from my perspective of me deciding this is what made the world a better place. And I'm going to say this even though I didn't intentionally think any of this was true, there was ego in that. I wanted to change the world. Now I just want to hug the world and love it until it changes organically on its own the way that it should. I've taken the ego out of that. And part of that, to be completely honest, is slamming into the sound wall on the 405 freeway in Long Beach at 75 miles an hour took a lot of that out of me. Had that accident not happened, it might have taken me a lot longer to find my way. But when you suddenly can't remember things from 5 minutes ago and you're in pain all the time and you're, everything on you hurts and your neck is messed up and your head is messed up and you're having horrible problems with dizziness, you have a lot of time to become humble. And then, of course, that lovely trip home for the, 3.5 seconds that it was, or however long it was, couldn't have been more than 30 seconds. That time, it mellowed me out and it changed me. So I don't now think I'm going to change the world. Now I come up with wonderful ways to be in service and to be right where I'm supposed to be. And I hope that the world changes itself because of the good actions of me and also of millions of other people. I no longer think like, I'm going to make a difference. Now I just go out and do things that make a difference and hope they make a difference. But the whole idea of taking I and me out of it has really made a difference in my life. Not to say that things I did before weren't great. I mean, I did cool stuff for my high school theater department. I put in a lot of work to make it wonderful. I did a lot of great things. We put together this video, like 3 friends and I, and my parents gutted out their living room and dining room and turned it into a sound stage, and we shot this 2-hour thing. And for a bunch of like 19-year-olds who had no idea what they were doing, it was a feat. It was great. And, you know, my local cable show was very successful at the time, although I actually went into production for the show after the accident. I'm not saying those things aren't great. I'm not saying that being in service and being spiritual and being about your spirituality and doing things from a global perspective, from a wanting to help the world, from a service perspective, doesn't also mean that you can't have a great career, fall in love, drive a nice car, live in a big house, have all the stuff you want in your man cave or your lady cave. I mean, you can still have that life. We're allowed to have a fantastic 3-dimensional life, and at the same time, we're allowed to, you know, have a fantastic spiritual life. It's all in the perspective and in the way that you approach something. Nobody's telling you, you know, you have to put $1 in your shoe and go pick an orange to eat. It's not that. You're allowed to have a great life. Some of the most benevolent people on our planet are people who are doing quite well, and they have money to give to others. And so you're allowed to succeed and be proud of yourself and feel like you've accomplished something in the 3-dimensional world. But you have to balance that with your spiritual gifts and your tools and what you're doing spiritually. And I think sometimes with human beings, we can be very black and white. And we tend to have a hard time with the gray area. So let's look at my cat, for example. Not literally look at her, because again, I'll lose an eye. But so when she comes in this very spot where my laptop is right now and complains for treats, does she want treats because she loves me? Or does she want treats because she wants treats? Well, the answer is she wants treats because she loves me, and she wants treats because she wants treats. Obviously, she wants the treats, and it's okay to want the treats. But she also likes when I give her the treats because she loves me. So, you know, you have to, it's okay to have both. You know, one does not have to be mutually exclusive of the other. And it's important to remember that. So, you know, have your life, live your life, enjoy your life, get all the things in the world that you've always wanted. By all means, please get all of that. But then at the same time, be a spiritual person, be a person in service, be a person who's doing things for others. It's not going to take away from your real life in any way. It's like people that say, oh, you can't have a career and have a kid and kids and a spouse. Well, that's not true. You can have that. Or 2 people can't have careers and also have children. And well, that's not true. You can have that. People have that all the time. You can have anything you want. You can be like an altar chanting Buddhist, vegan, and have a Maserati if you want. You can have everything. The endless capabilities and boundless bounty of what we can have in our lives, both material and immaterial, is completely without end. There are no boundaries for how much we can have in our life. How much money, how much love, how much success, how much service, how much you give, how much the world gives you. It's all boundless. You can have anything you want. There's those rattling blinds, right? Squirrel! What was I thinking opening the window? I thought, wouldn't the breeze be nice? And there doesn't really seem to be any wind. And then as soon as I started the video, you can have everything that you want. Go out and get it. Discover what you love about the world. And then be those things, you know? I mean, be the change. Yeah, be the change you want to see in the world, but also be the change that you want to see in you. That's important too. Change is a beautiful thing. Be all that stuff. All right, I'm trying to work my way back to the chat. I'm still trying to work my link on some pages. If you wonder what I'm doing, that's what I'm doing. And the wind's really kicking up good for us now, isn't it? But my phone battery seems to be holding out, which is a wonderful thing. I have no idea how long we've been doing this, but I think it's a long amount of time. And I didn't really put a limit on this because I figured when the battery died, then that would be the time to stop. But, you know, I'm just trying to get these links out a bit and spend some time in the chat room with you at the same time. So, let's talk about changes that you want to make inside of you. What are some changes that you're excited to make inside of you? I would like to know about that. I would like to know what you're working on in yourself right now. All different kinds of stuff. It can be physiological stuff, it can be emotional stuff, it can be fears and anxieties, it can be depression, it can be success, money, love. What do you really want right now? Because I want to know what you want. And obviously I want my knees to get better. I want that. I want to, this year, I want to spend more time in my homes so that my living situation looks a little less chaotic and a little more tranquil. I kind of live in a place where my life is, 70% tranquil and 30% chaotic. And I'm trying to get more of the chaos out of my house, whether it's, and by my house, I mean my whole, and in my periphery, whether it's toxic people, bitchy neighbors, rattling blinds, things that need to be cleaned or fixed. Because I spend a lot of time in service, so I don't have a lot of time to putter around my house. And I want to really get better about that. I'm working on that. And getting some roommates into my mom's house so I can spend kind of half my time in the valley and half my time at the beach. I'm working on that. And I'm working on obviously getting healthier. I've worked so much on that the last few years, lost so much weight and gotten so healthy. But get these knees figured out for what they're supposed to be. And also just letting go of more fear, less worry, less doubt. I'm pretty good with the doubt now. I'm pretty good with the worry now. And I'm pretty good with the fear now. But I still haven't released all the toxicity from my life. I'm still a little codependent, and I still am a little claustrophobic. I don't like the MRI or the elevator. I'm working on that, really working on that. That's some of the stuff I'm working on. So what are you working on? I'm working on finding a way to care as much as I do, but not let it affect me. And I've gotten really good about that, but I still have a little ways to go. And I think it's important that you stop and say to yourself, I'm doing great with this, but I still have a little ways to go. Because not the little ways to go part. I think we're good with that. I think it's hard for us sometimes to admit how we feel about something, to admit that we're doing great if we figure if I haven't conquered it 100%, am I still allowed to say that I've done great with it? Because I think sometimes we feel like we haven't done great until we've really can scratch that off the list and it's done. No, every time that you've worked a little bit to get healthier, worked a little bit to get happier, worked a little bit to get more centered, worked a little bit to get more on your path, worked a little bit to get more connected to you, worked to get more connected to spirit, to the universe, you're doing fantastic. The universe doesn't expect you to do everything at once. They like that you're just working on it. It's so important that you just work on it. So think about that. What are you working on? And let's all take a minute in the chat right now and pat ourselves on the back for all of the things that we're actually working on. Because a lot of people, I can tell you completely honestly, aren't working on anything. So, yeah, let's take a minute and thank back patting. Pat yourself. That's actually my shoulder. There's my back. A little bit of my back. It's kind of still my shoulder. I'm working on it, people. I've only got so much to work with here. I'm jammed in a little tiny corner, and I got my legs up in the air. And in not a sexy way. No, not at all. Is it hard for you to say to yourself, I'm doing better? I want to know about that. Is it hard for you to give yourself credit for the work you've done? Because I find that's a hard thing for a lot of folks. I'm still putting these links up if you wonder what I'm doing. Still putting up the links. It's an ongoing thing. I'm going back in the chat for a second. Oh, weird. The chat's gotten all funky again. All right, we got to go back to the chat room. Okay. I thought on the laptop this was going to be so much easier because honestly, I can't really see. Like I can see that Glenda just gave herself a self high five. I can really only see like the very top line of what you guys are saying right now. So I sort of need to be doing this on the laptop. And then, of course, I found typos in my post that I have to go back and fix later. And that's something I'm working on. Not having to be so OCD about things like, oh my God, there's a typo. I think you all know if I spell spiritual ending in IAL, what I was talking about. But I have this sort of perfectionism thing. And maybe some of you have that as well. The need to be a perfectionist. To always be doing everything right. And then we have those people in our lives, right, that call us and say, just so you know, your post has a typo. Yeah, I know. And then I go, now I must go to 17 pages and fix it. And I do, because I'm thorough. Like, I'm crazy like that. Maybe I should be less like that. Maybe I would have more fun in my life if I wasn't always fixing my typos. All right, I'm getting back to you guys. I have not forgotten about you. There we go. Let's see if I can see the chat room here. Have you liked this page? You're at I Am Raising Your Vibration on Facebook. I would love it if you guys would all like this page. Okay, I think I'm back. Where's my comments? We're getting to the comments. All right, it's taking me to this weird screen again. It seems to want to be I love that you're all introducing yourselves to each other. It's my birthday a week from today, Susan. April 2nd is my birthday. Not fishing for anyone to send me like a birthday comment, but just letting y'all know when it is. Hi, Phoenix. That's a beautiful name, and I love the way you spell it. I'm still looking for your comments. For some reason, I am not at a place where I am seeing comments. So we're going to try something else here really quick. It keeps taking me to like a strange screen where I can see the video, but I can't really see the comments. So let's try this. Are you all introducing yourselves to each other? Will you all each promise me that you will meet somebody off of this chat and chat with them privately and make a new friend? I would love that. I can give you suggestions later if you would like for who I think would be good friends with who. But I kind of believe in just letting it happen organically. Yeah, the computer's getting real funky on me today. It's upset at me because it's 6 years old. I think that's like 9,000 years in computer years. Yeah, I will celebrate early. I'm celebrating with all of you right now. I would love to do one of these next week on my birthday, but I am guest lecturing at Citrus College on my birthday, and I may not be able to do both. I would have to find a place that I could do it. Let's give that some thought. I'll give that some thought. Try to find a way to do it. Everybody say hi to Phoenix. Everybody say hi, Christopher. Nice to see you, Christopher. Everybody say hi to Glenda. Don't go tell her all your problems. I mean, you can if she wants you to, but, you know, sometimes it would be a bit much. Hi, Melissa. Nice to see you. All right, I will do suggestions afterwards. When I go through and read everybody's comments later tonight, I'll make some suggestions for folks I think you'd be good, each one of you would be a good friend with, of those of you that I know well. Otherwise, we'll just use psychic hits on everything. How does that sound? But I'm not going to tell you which are people I actually know and which are psychic hits because it's all the same. Hi, Denise. How are ya? Nice to see you. You guys are awesome. We all need more friends, right? Is there anybody on this chat right now that feels like they don't need more friends? Because I'm thinking that's impossible. I love that this is the part where you're all just saying hi to each other. And that is so fantastic because this is where I can go put the link around some places now while you're all just saying hi to each other. And meeting new friends. Sound like I said mating new friends. That's a whole different thing, folks. Not recommending that. Is it Mercury retrograde that my computer is so stuck right now and it just is moving like a snail? Usually when I do this at Lightworkers Unite, I'm at LA Talk Radio on their computer, which is of course like grease lightning. So it's so much easier. There was a time when I wouldn't have been able to sit and do a video like this without writing myself notes or something to read off a teleprompter. It would have terrified me. Hi, Linda. But I'm just trying to be so chill about this and just not worry about it. This is just us hanging out, right? I'm in my bed. You guys are all my friends. And I'm in my jammy clothes. And we're just all hanging out. It's fun. So right now we're talking about, making sure you all introduce yourselves to each other because that's very important to me. But we're talking about just giving yourself a break, giving yourself credit for the wonderful work that you've done, and not expecting that you're going to have it all figured out right away, because you're not. No one's going to have it all figured out right away. We're not supposed to have it all figured out right away. You can tell this is the first I've talked today. Normally I talk so much every day, and today I've been so quiet. But I want to make sure that you remember today, and that one of the things that you take with you from today is how important it is for you to be mindful of the progress that you've made. I find a lot of time with my clients that they focus a lot on what they still don't have, and they don't focus enough on what they do have. And it's so important to be mindful of the work you've done and of what you have. So important. This is like a big psychic session with me, right? It's like a group session. It's like a workshop. I'm thinking about teaching a workshop in Los Angeles. I'm teaching again in June in Dallas, and then again in October, November in Dallas. And of course I do Antiques Go Show with Patty Negri. Our next one is May 10th at the Loft Ensemble Theater. And I do my vibration gatherings, which is like a little bit like throwing church. April 12th at the Founders MCC in Hollywood is the next one. And then I'm doing a wonderful thing on April 23rd, a new thing with my friend Carolyn Hennessy. Next week we're starting a new web series called Altered, which is about like crystals and incense and statuary and all the spiritual totems that help you get and stay on your path that you would want to put on an altar, and hence Altered. So we're going to start. We're going to do a live night April 23rd at the Loft Ensemble Theater called called Get Altered. We Are Altered is the URL, but I haven't set up the page yet. Get Altered is the live night, and so I will do an event link for that and let you know how to get tickets, and it's going to be awesome. I'm just partnering with some really great light workers to do some really great and fun things. And next week, I'm not sure which day next week because we're working on trying to match our schedules, but sometime next week, there will be a broadcast, the very first live broadcast of Altered. And I think you'll love what Carolyn's doing. And so I'm doing all that right now, but I haven't really gone out in Los Angeles and actually taught any of my workshops. And I really want to teach my workshop called I Am Raising My Vibration, which basically teaches you how to raise your own vibration and how everything in your life gets easier if your vibration is getting higher. So if that's something that interests you and you're interested in doing that, maybe in April, May, June, I probably will teach it at the Loft, or I'll teach it at the Founders MCC. I don't know where I'll teach it somewhere. But I would very much love to teach that workshop for you in Los Angeles. So let me know. Let me know if you're interested. Just something to think about. Hi, Nancy. I'm trying to catch you all as you come on, but obviously sometimes you can't. You can't catch everybody as they come on, right? I am... I think I've finished all 17 of my pages here. Putting this thing out. Can you believe it? Still trying to get your comments. Anybody know how long this thing is right now? You guys are being so wonderful with each other. You're just kind of babysitting each other while Mama does her big posting of the links thing. Has everybody gone and liked my page for raisingthevibration.org? It's at facebook.com/I am raising the vibration. I would love it if everybody went there and gave that a like. Would somebody put that up in the chat room so other people could find it and go link it? Facebook.com/I am raising the vibration. I would love that. Also, you can go to raisingthevibration.org or iamraisingthevibration.com and it forwards there. But that would be cool. And also, will somebody put up my spiritual site, which is I am raising your vibration. Facebook.com/I am raising your vibration or iamraisingyourvibration.com. If not, I will after we get done. I'll put those up. And Sheena Metal Spiritual is where my spiritual site's going to be. It's just kind of getting built right now. Trying to find my way back to you all. I got one more page to put this thing up on. I don't know why the computer is so slow today. Oh, wait, I do, because it's Mercury retrograde. Hi, everybody. It's good to feel your beautiful energy here. Thank you, Susan. Much appreciated, baby. Who has been, I don't want to ask anybody if you've actually done a private session with me, because that's private, but who has been on my Lightworkers Unite, one of my Lightworkers Unite broadcasts, either on my daily Sheena Metal Experience show on LA Talk Radio or my weekly Haunted Playground show? Who's actually done that? Why don't we talk a little bit about what that was like? And is it scary to call up and get a reading on the air with people that you may or may not know that well? Is that scary? Hi, Donna. Is that a strange thing? Glenda, I know you have. Heidi, I know you have. Look at you guys, you're so beautiful. Yeah, Sujata, you have. Joanne has. Kayla, have you done Lightworkers Unite? Kayla, I know you haven't had a private session, but have you been on the air with me? When I'm with Rebecca Fearing on Dancing with Ghosts, have you been on one of our Lightworkers Unite broadcasts? Christopher, you almost did once, right? Weren't we waiting once to get you on, and then we ran out of time? You guys are awesome. So what do you think of those? Because I'm really loving doing those. And honestly, it's hard not to just beg LA Talk Radio to let me come in like 10 hours a day and just sit there with wonderful light workers and do those shows over and over and over again. I know they would think I was crazy, but I think about it. So, so far everybody has been so wonderful and so beautiful and just amazing. I'm posting this now on some of my favorite sites that are on Facebook that I love, some of my favorite groups, and hopefully some of those folks will come over. Hi, Melissa. How are ya? If anybody wants information about getting a private session with me, you can go to 818-437-0886 and send me a text message, or Sheena and then the @ IamRaisingYourVibration.com and send me an email. I'll send you my rates, and I try to keep them low because that's just who I am. And let me know, because I would of course love to help any of you that I can, because it feels good to make people feel good. And then I'm sure some of you also are people who comment when I do the Living with the Dead broadcast with the amazing Patty Negri, whom I love so much and who is such a talented and gifted light worker and witch. Anybody on the chat been to either one of my Raising the Vibration gatherings or been out to see Patty and I do our Antiques Ghost Show? Let me know. I would love that. I would love to know about that. Who's not in the United States? If you're not in the United States, will you tell us where you are? If you're in the United States, will you tell us where you are? Just tell us where you are. Hi, Joanne. How are you, sweetheart? I know you called into one of our early Lightworkers Unite. I think even before it was called Lightworkers Unite, when it was just called a special thing I didn't have a name for. You're awesome. Am I saying, is it Alma? Is that right? Did I say that right? Kamiko? Hi, Kamiko. Anybody in Los Angeles area? Anybody in Connecticut, where I'm from? I'm so excited to hear where you all are. Anybody's name I'm not pronouncing correctly that wants to put the phonetic pronunciation of your name up? Hi. Did I say it right? Is it Alma? Did I say that right? Al. So weird. Facebook Live's so weird. I'm sitting here trying to pronounce people's names. Susan Miller, I know where you're from. Hi, Judy. How are ya? Have you all emailed me so I can let you know when I'm doing things and when I'm coming to your area? I'm going to try to do, I think I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling in the next couple of years, coming out to teach different places. Sheena @IamRaisingYourVibration.com. So it's telling me I have a 20% battery. So I'm thinking that means that we're winding down here, my friends. So we have a little more time. Anybody have a question that you want to ask me? Hang on, I got to put my phone up here and turn the battery thing off. There we go. That was weird. I'll be putting this link all over everywhere so people can see how wonderful you are. Hi, Marva. How are you? Anybody seen me co-host Rebecca Fearing's Dancing with Ghosts show on Wednesday nights at LA Talk Radio? That's sure fun. Kayla, I know you asked me a question, but I can't get to where it is. Oh, I remember your question. Do you want me to talk about that on the air? Hi, Loretta. Is that something we should talk about on the air? Hi, Judy. Oh, yeah, you did text me earlier, and I remember. But I don't know if I should talk about it here. So we need to get you on a Lightworkers Unite show, the next one we do, which may be Thursday. Remind me, and I'll get you in the queue for that. Anybody, if you're free on Thursday, send me a text, and I'll get you in the queue for Lightworkers Unite, 818-437-0886. And my guest will be Jason McKean, and we are fingers crossed that the knees hold up. So, and that Mercury retrograde doesn't do any more weird stuff, like tell me that my car has zero pressure in a tire, but yet the tire looks fine and I'm driving on it. So, yeah, there are a lot of very gifted, talented light workers in this thread right now. Lots of very powerful, beautiful people commenting right now. And I'm so proud of all of you. If you want to be a caller and call and ask me a question on the air for Light Workers Unite, I think 5 to 7 p.m. Pacific time on Thursday is my next one, with one of my favorite wizards, Jason McKean. Also, a little band of my light workers, Jason McKean, Alex May, Angelica Perman, Rebecca Haywood, and I are up to some tomfoolery tomorrow. So, fingers crossed, and we'll let you know when we know how it goes. But if it works out the way we think, it's going to be a hoot. So, so how you get on Lightworkers Unite is you just send me a text message and say, I'd like to have a free reading. And then we put you in the queue. We take them first come, first serve. Hi, Kitty. How are you, sweetheart? 818-437-0886. And if you want to inquire about a private session with me and get my rates, you can do it there. Or you can do it by emailing me, Sheena @IamRaisingYourVibration.com. You guys are really awesome. And we are just cranking through these comments. I'm so proud of all of you for all the wonderful questions that you're asking and how fantastic you are. I wish that I could get over and see more of the comments. I think that's a strange thing. I love what Facebook does with Facebook Live. Don't get me wrong. But one of the things that's weird is that while it's actually live and happening, you can only see the comments that are like happening right this second. And if you don't look at it constantly, then you can't see the comments. And it's probably meant for somebody just to stare at the comments and comment as we go. Getting mashed up with friends, Phoenix, is that what you're talking about? I told Phoenix that I would make sure to make suggestions for who would be good friends with who. Give me a few days and let me put some time into it, and I absolutely will do it. But feel free to reach out to each other. I mean, so far there's nobody in this chat that I would say, stay away and don't be friends with. Feel free to reach out to other people and send them private messages and let people know now in the chat, are you cool if people friend you? Are you all right if people contact you via private message? If you're not, let us know in the chat right now and nobody will contact you. I have a habit of just like, I'll probably friend everybody because after one of these live broadcasts, I just go through and friend everybody because that's That's me, and I'm a friend and fool. So that's just, I want to be friends with the world. And as we mentioned earlier, I want to hug everybody. So you guys are wonderful. And this is so much fun. And I'm having such a wonderful time with you. And I'm so appreciative. Should I do another one of these, or is this weird? What do we think? How are we feeling? Should I do another one? Would you like me to do another one at some point? Would it be cool if I did this like maybe once a week or once a month, or, you know, when would you like to see me just sitting here bringing people together and helping and healing? And I want to try to find a way to actually be able to do some real readings here. It's hard. I know there's a way people can Skype in, and I think if we did that, I could actually do readings on the air, and you could see, like up in the corner here, you could see the person, and then I could do a reading with them. I'm not, if you know all about how to do that, please email me or private message me or something and let me know how that goes, because I'm not 100% sure how to do that. You know, I don't know. I just don't know how to do it all, my friends. I'm learning. But I would have loved to have talked to some of you through Skype today if that had been a possibility. So, what's coming up that I can tell you about? April 12th, Founders MCC Church in Hollywood is the next raisingthevibration.org gathering. It's free. We do donations only. Please come. I would absolutely love it. And it would be great to see you. It would be great to have you there, have your energy there. The wonderful Ray Dawn Chong is going to be my guest. She's just my buddy, and she's amazing, and I love her. Steve Peters will be doing an opening prayer and invocation. Steve is a fantastic man and a wonderful survivor and just a darling soul, and you will absolutely love him. The 23rd is my Get Altered night with Carolyn Hennessy at the Loft Ensemble Theater. Both of those shows are 7 p.m. doors, 7:30 event starts. May 10th, Antiques Ghost Show with Patty Negri at the Loft Ensemble Theater, 7:30 doors, 7:30 start. Sunday, the 28th, 7 o'clock red carpet, 9:30 show is my birthday party at the Hollywood Improv. There'll be all kinds of cool celebrity guests. We now call the shows Laughter Raises the Vibration. I would love for you to come. It's our first Laughter Raises the Vibration.